Good afternoon. Hang on a second. What is going on here? Okay, it's just LinkedIn. 1 second. There we go. All right. There we go. How are we doing, everybody? Welcome back to the Sean Atwood channel. I'm Ron Swanson. I hope you're all doing really, really well. I'm getting a connection error for some reason. I'm not on Wi-Fi. I don't know. It's the same bug that keeps happening. I'm just waiting on Paula arriving. And today, I wanted to kind of have a chat about everyone's thought process on Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, I don't have my call-in number set up yet. I need to still do a couple of tests, but I do have a link where you guys can come and join the show and give us your thought process because I want to hear about it. Because will the Epstein Maxwell? Who knows? It all seems a little bit convenient how all of this is playing out. I need to take that off. That is false advertising right there. So, I mean, where are you guys landed on all of this? The department, the Justice Department urges the unsealing of grand jury transcripts. No problem, Paula. 10 minutes from Epstein Maxwell indictments, and only 2 law enforcement witnesses testified. Let's just jump into that because. Okay, if we're going to play internet lawyers for a second here, right? If we're to believe that the client list evaporated and that Virginia Giuffre unalived herself, right? Maxwell is now key to everything to facilitate this facade. Give me 1 second. Okay, so for those of us who are maybe a little less informed on the subject of Ghislaine Maxwell, there is an article that is called "What to Know About Ghislaine Maxwell," Jeffrey's former girlfriend. And I thought we could start off today by jumping into that. And then we're going to have a little discussion. That is the wrong button you've pressed twice, mate. If you guys can give me a like and a share, I would much appreciate it. We've got some serious interviews lined up on the Sean Atwood channel coming this week and next week. My big show on Friday with Barbara, former model who is working with the one and only Mr. Busby, exposing the elites, the Epsteins, the CEOs of certain Abercrombie and Fitches. It's going to be wild. It is going to be a banger. So make sure you guys are there. And thank you all for being here. You're all a bunch of legends. Like and share. Okay, what to know about Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's former girlfriend. Now, just to play on the side of caution, we will put up a lovely picture of Ghislaine Maxwell. Giving it frickin' mega chin right there. There we go. And then we'll read this. All right, wicked. Once a British... hang on. Let's just wet the whistle. Let's wet the whistle. Also, big shout out to the mod team. Hang on, Rook. It seems a bit question. A pentagon behind him. Oh, I seem a bit sus. Yeah, that's all right, mate. Relax. Ron's a practicing pagan witch, and doesn't hide from the fact. So, yeah, I've also got runes on my fingers and a wool knot, and various things around my neck. You know, it is what it is. But I fight for the good of mankind. Just to be clear. Once a British socialite who lived a life of luxury, Ghislaine Maxwell today is confined in a US prison after being convicted of helping financier Jeffrey Epstein S.A. a bunch of underage girls. Now, 3 years after she was sentenced, a top US Department of Justice official plans to personally interview Maxwell to find out if she has information about anyone who has committed crimes against Epstein's victims. Now, why wasn't that a priority years ago? Like, am I missing something here? Is that not something that that was someone's job, right? That was something. Actually, give me a second. Give me a second. Just give me a second. Yeah, sorry, that was a bit pentagrammy in the background there. Sorry, it should be like that. It should be that way. All right, not the other way. So whoever called me out there, you're right there. It was too rotated. That was my bad. I apologize by that. It's the other way around. It should be that way. Now 3 years. Okay, yeah. So again, if you've got a guy like freaking Jeffrey, okay, if you got a guy like Jeffrey who has a girlfriend who wants to chat, why has no one spoken to this woman about potential other crimes or victims? Why? Why has none of this happened? Am I missing something? Does somebody know the law? Is there some reason why that didn't happen? Because it seems a bit like to me, it really does. But again, once Ron's over with the main part of the show, there will be a link you guys can use. It's not a phone number, it's just a link. You'll be able to come and join us, have your say, excuse me again, and tell us what you guys think about all of this. Now, it isn't clear what Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche might learn from the meeting. Maxwell has long claimed she is innocent and had no knowledge that Epstein or anyone else was essaying girls and teenagers. So what the hell would you have to tell us now? If for the whole time you've been like, oh no, everyone was totally cool, right? Everyone was totally cool, mate. Nothing to see here. And now it's all yappa traps. She wanted to see if Jeffrey was going to get on the client list. Then she stopped breathing and she kept that. All right, let's go with that. That seems. Let's go with that. Let's go with this one. Epstein unaligned himself while waiting trial in 2019. 2019, is that how long ago it was? That's mad. But his case has generated endless attention and conspiracy theories because of his and Maxwell's links to famous people, including royals, presidents, and billionaires. Well, don't worry. We're going to remind ourselves of some of those names just coming up in the show. President Donald Trump has suggested that in the past there was a cover-up. Now this administration is dealing with the fallout after the Justice Department initially announced 2 weeks ago that it would not release any more evidence about the Epstein investigation. The department has since changed course at Trump's urging. Who is Ghislaine Maxwell? She grew up as the daughter of late British billionaire Robert Maxwell, a former member of parliament whose publishing empire included the Daily Mirror, one of Britain's biggest tabloid newspapers, and the book publishers Macmillan. No small brands, by the way. Also, Stark Deliveries. Thank you for breaking that up. And yeah, you're probably bang on. She grew up as a daughter. As a college student, she became close friends with the Britain's Prince Andrew. Oh, as a college student, she became close friends with Prince Andrew, who would later invite her to the royal residence, including Windsor Castle. I bet he did. I bet he did. Soon after her father's death, Ghislaine Maxwell was photographed at a memorial sitting next to Epstein, an American money manager. Maxwell dated. Also, why is it the earlier the picture of Jeffrey Epstein, the bigger his head seems? I feel like over time his head has shrunk. Like legitimately, his head used to be massive. Yep, AG, I'm with you. Correct, 12 centimeters, 32. What? I need to know why. What is the story behind your screen name, bro? 12 centimeters, 32. What is the story? There's a story there. Come on. Oh, wow. We need to close the kitchen door. One moment, please. Oh, and there's Paula. Paula. How are we doing?
Oh, we're doing fantastic, sweetie. How are you?
I'm
I'm
good.
sorry I was a little bit late.
I'm
Can you
just
hear
going to
me good?
close. Yeah, I can hear you great. I'm just going to go and close the kitchen door because
God. Why do you always wait for me to come here and then you can do stuff and leave me alone with all
no,
these people?
no, I just had to close that door because the washer dryer was going into like orbit.
Mhm.
So
So what are we talking today about? About
well,
Ghislaine Maxwell?
just finishing off this article, which is all about what we need to know about Maxwell. We're just talking about her growing up, and we're then sort of going into a few points. So just if we just bear with me and listen to this,
Mhm.
and then we'll jump into all the rest of it. I've gone for the 1980s perm look today. Maxwell dated Epstein, but later also became his employee, taking on a variety of tasks, including hiring staff for 6 months. How did Ghislaine Maxwell help Epstein? Part of Maxwell's household duties included hiring a steady stream of young people to give massages to Epstein. Totally legitimate job role. As far as I was concerned, everyone who came in the house was an adult and professional person. She had she said in a deposition nearly a year ago. But police and prosecutors said many of those masseuses were underage girls who were paid for SA. Epstein was arrested in 2006 in Palm Beach, Florida, after multiple girls, including students from the local high school, spoke to police. But he ultimately pleaded guilty in 2008 to a single charge of procuring a person under the age of 18 for soliciting shenanigans and served 13 months in jail. Maxwell wasn't charged until 2021. At her trial, 4 women testified that Maxwell groomed them as teenagers to participate in SA with Epstein and sometimes participate in the abuse. Maxwell's lawyer had argued that the women's recollections had been manipulated by lawyers pursuing civil lawsuits, pointing to inconsistencies with their testimonies. A jury convicted Maxwell of trafficking, conspiracy, and transportation of a young person for illegal SA. Why do investigators want to talk to Maxwell now? The Justice Department's request to talk to Maxwell comes at the time when it is dealing with the backlash from the President Donald Trump supporters, some of whom believe there have been a government cover-up to protect Epstein's rich and powerful friends from the beginning, being implicated in these crimes. The department asked the judge last week to unseal transcripts from the grand jury session that led to the indictments assigned to Epstein and Maxwell. The Justice Department said in the memo it had not uncovered evidence to charge anyone else in connection with Epstein's shenanigans, but the deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche said on social media that if Ghislaine Maxwell had information about anyone who has committed crimes against victims, the FBI and DOJ would like to hear what she has to say. She said she anticipated meeting with Maxwell in the coming days. Now, before we go any further, Paula, if anyone in the FBI or the Department of anything thought that Ghislaine Maxwell had information of victims of Epstein, why have they waited until now to listen to her?
Well, I think that they have listened to her in the past. They just didn't want to expose what she said, because make no mistake, this woman sang like a canary when she was first caught, because there was no way this woman was going to go down without, like a fight kind of thing.
Sure.
So I just think that now they're willing to make it look like, because I'm sure that the FBI back then erased whatever it is that she said, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I 100% know what you mean. It's incredibly sus what is just going on around all of this, because I don't think it makes sense to anyone that all of a sudden now Trump is using her as a tool. And Trump got on a plane the other day and was very mouthy about, talk about the Clintons, talk about these people. I do believe I've got a list of it. But I don't know where I'm sat now. like, I feel like Trump tried to make all of this go away. Then after the backlash, he's backpedaled and tried to fix it. And now he's trying to fix it in a way where he's got an individual in prison that surely can be leveraged or manipulated into tailoring a story to how it needs to be tailored. Is anybody else getting that vibe? Am I right or am I wrong here? Like, what are you thinking, Paula? What are you thinking, chat? Let me know.
Well, the thing is, though, at this point in time, I don't even know what the hell they're trying to do. Dan Bongino posting that what he's learned of the deep state has shaken him to his core and blah, blah, blah. All of this is theater. And I think this is just to keep the people distracted because we're never going to see these tapes. Don't release anything else. Just release the flight logs up until the time that, what's his name, was apprehended, and let people take an insight of who was traveling, how many times they were traveling. Because the flight logs that I have are until 2015, to tell you the truth. And now that even those now have been FOIA from 2012. So, no, sorry, 2001, because there's some names that are royal that go back to even that far. And most of those special names have been FOIA, Freedom of Information Act only, So why don't they release the flight logs? They don't have to say this guy's guilty, this guy is innocent. Release the unscripted flight logs. Why is that even an issue? Why can't they do it?
Yeah. Also, listen to my mods in the side chat, everybody. They will be patient. They will be nice with you. If they don't want you swearing, be creative. Miss a letter out, put a little star or something. Just play along. Don't get cast to the shadow realm. You're better than that. Also, big shout out to the mod team. We are going to be updating our Discord and our community over the next couple of days, and then we're going to reopen the doors. And if you guys want to come and join, it's adults be adulting, and it's a good time. So, for me, let's just go on to this next point, right? So Ghislaine Maxwell was interviewed by the DOJ officials in Florida, questioned intensively over 2 days about approximately 100 individuals with him. Listen, Paula, right? If there was one or two people, right, we could refer to that as a couple of people, right? 100 people, that sounds a lot like a list to me, right? That sounds like a list to me. I'm not saying they're clients. I'm just saying that sounds like a list to me. Now give me a second. Just get the de-esser. The de-esser. Client list. There we go. That's better. So the client list being it's not a list. It's a group of names. Okay. Because DOJ pushes for the release of the Epstein Maxwell grand jury transcripts. This is today.
Oh, right? It just bothers me. What is the push? Why are they leaking these news at all? That's the part I don't get. I don't get why they have to say that we're seeking this, we're seeking that. Just produce the thing.
Well, how about just stop keeping the public in the dark on not only things that you've been promised throughout a presidential campaign, but I believe are prevalent to public knowledge, the actual intentions of the peoples that are on these lists. Let's not use them for personal gain. Let's actually do something for the good of mankind for once. Excuse me.
Well, the thing that bothers me, sorry.
You go.
The thing that bothers me is, again, all these things. Oh, it's like, we're going to let you know. We're looking at, don't say you're going to do this or that. Just do it. It's like teasing people just to keep people hopeful. And we're working on it. You don't have to work on it. The flight logs, you don't need a very special permission for that. Trump has the power to declassify those things with a signature.
Yeah, I think what you're getting at is the trust me bro mindset shouldn't exist in politics and global cases of human transportation. At no point should anyone involved go, trust me, bro, it's going to be okay. Trust me, bro. Right? Trust me. It's not a place for that. It's not a place for that. Now, I just want to jump into this just quickly. This is from today. Transcripts of the grand jury proceedings that led to the SEX trafficking indictments of SA Jeffrey Epstein and his accomplished British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell. I just want to say, how have we gone from abuser Jeffrey Epstein to British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell? I'm sorry, as somebody who's been in prison for 6 years isn't a socialite. I'm sorry.
Well, she's still a socialite. She might be socializing in jail.
Here's the thing.
For all you know.
Do you remember what you taught me about Meghan Markle and about how some papers refer to her one way because they support her, and then other papers refer to her another? Why are we now seeing Ghislaine Maxwell being referred to as a socialite? Interesting, including the testimony of 2 law enforcement witnesses. The Department of Justice has said it argues for the document's release. Top Justice Department officials disclosed in a filing on late Tuesday in New York federal court that a separate grand jury convened to consider the criminal investigation of Epstein and Maxwell and had heard of only 2 witnesses. The revelation was made in the course of the court wrangling over whether the transcripts of the proceedings should be unsealed amid the continuing furor over the Epstein scandal, which has rallied Royal Donald Trump's second term. Like, clearly there is room for us to say, and this is just one argument, we could argue that Trump is all over the list. Trump was at it. Trump's trying to cover his own tracks, and now he's using Maxwell as his almost narrative patsy, if you will. We could also argue that Donald Trump is trying to do this in a way that exposes stuff the most solidly, and whatever you want to do. There's a whole bunch going on here. But Paula, honestly, where does your heart landed on this? What do you think the intent behind the initial denial, looking at all of the things that have gone on, Virginia Giuffre, people that have been going on Piers Morgan and sort of destroying that poor woman's legacy? Where does your BS radar land with this whole thing?
Well, the thing is, though, that I believe that they don't want to give her immunity because they want to scare her into not talking. Because, they say that they're denying her immunity. Okay. That they've denied her immunity for her testimony.
Okay, well, yeah, I remember that Trump had also said that he was capable of giving her immunity. Give me 2 seconds. I need to take this phone call. It'll be 2 minutes, Paula. Just continue with your point.
Yes, I mean, it is insane, guys. What we're witnessing right now, it's like, it's like playing with people's intelligence at this point. It's like, when are we going to really see those tapes, or was it just for the hell of it? Like that they were just playing with us, thinking that it's fun. If you were the father or mother of a victim, you would want to know. At least I would. I don't know why people are so dead set against people finding out the truth. Because if you're a parent, if you have somebody that you love and you are a victim, and another thing that I don't get is, where are all these victims? Where are all these victims? I don't know if they're afraid. I don't know what happened to Virginia Roberts. It's a warning to them. I really don't know. So let me know what you think, guys. So, because I just think that this is a way for people to threaten others. I think that what they did to Virginia Roberts, because I don't think Virginia Roberts did anything to herself, to tell you the truth, guys. And the thing that, the thing that worries me is that I wonder if Virginia Roberts was a warning sign. And now we have this woman. Why not give her immunity? She's already serving time. Give her immunity so she can blab freely and, tell us everything we know. Because, guys, there is no way this woman didn't sing like a bird when she was first arrested, in exchange to get immunity and not go to court, to be a witness, a star witness, like some of the other, I'll testify, but you can't put me in jail. I'll give you big names. I don't believe that she didn't do it. I believe that she tried to plead that, and I believe that the administration back then didn't want her to talk. They were not interested in what. Hello, Ron, are you back?
Yes. Thank you, Paul.
Saying that there is no way that Ghislaine, when she was first captured, that this woman did not offer names up in exchange for immunity. There's no way that this woman.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, who these people are in exchange for you not to, like we've seen in many many cases. I will tell you everything, but I'm not doing jail time.
Yeah, it's the
because I'm gonna serve up real big names.
Yeah, it's the singing like a canary, is what we call it, and it's true because she knows what she's going to be facing. She knows that once the house of cards fell on her and Epstein, that things got real awfully quick. And for a fact she would be giving them names. I'm 100% behind you on that. 100%. 100%. Now, give me 1 second. Okay, so individuals, according to sources, during the DOJ interview, Maxwell addressed connections involving Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, Alan Dershowitz, and financiers.
Alan Dershowitz.
Thank you. Financiers including Elon Musk and his brother, though not necessarily as targets, more as part of broader questioning on communications and alleged cover-ups. Of course, referring to Elon Musk making posts that alluded towards Trump's name being on these non-existent lists, if that makes sense. What's happening, Mackenstein? What's happening? So do you think, Paula, the question of this whole live stream is, do we think that there's probability of Maxwell being Epstein? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know.
In any other world, we could be like, nah, it's too obvious. They just told us the client list didn't exist. That's the world we live in. Okay.
But I don't think it's the client list. I think that the word has been misused. I don't think there were clients of him. And this is what people, I got to tell you, I think that these are people, because you have people, let's not forget at the beginning, this guy, nobody knew, and everybody wanted to hang out with a billionaire who was flying them in their private planes and stuff like that. So you have people like Katie Couric and stuff like that. He was the toast of the town. Okay. But then you have real politicians or real dirty perverts like the Dalai Lama, Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, just Bill Gates, even this guy that I watched this interview, that he was a newspaper reporter that interviewed Jeffrey Epstein. Yep. He was shocked because he spent a lot of time in the mansion, and he saw Bill Gates pretty much spent the entire days there. He would come in, Bill Gates was there, the Dalai Lama was there, Bill Clinton. He saw all these people. This reporter is in this podcast, and I'm going to send it to you so you can watch it.
Yeah.
And he's shocked because he says, like, Bill Gates is like, and he even at one point said, doesn't this guy running like a multi-billion-dollar company? And what is he doing? But he just loved hanging around there. But there's people that like Katie Couric who may be or may not be innocent. And then you have people like Kevin Spacey, he said, that he didn't understand why Bill Clinton would allow this to happen with these young girls in the planes, because that was exposing the president. But maybe Kevin Spacey hasn't made room in his mind for the fact that maybe that's what Bill Clinton wanted, and that's why those girls were there.
Yeah, I would really like to have at least maybe a weekly show where we can dive into the real broad conspiracy facts across the whole elites, the cabal, the Epstein, all of it, because it's important. It's important to have these discussions, even if some of you think, oh well, there's no possibility it could be that widespread, it can't be that bad. Oh, it can. It really can.
It can be pretty bad. It is pretty bad, guys. Not that it can. It is pretty bad. And then why does Dan Bongino have to issue that stupid tweet or post? Oh, what I'm seeing is shaking me to my core. You know what, buddy? The way you do this, Dan Bongino, you lost all my respect, is the following. Look, guys, this is what I found out. Posted. I am shaken to my core with this, what I found out. It's like a little bitchy move, it's like a little gossipy thing. What I found out, it's like, but I'm not going to tell you. It's going to be in due course. By that time, Trump is gonna, because these investigations, make no mistake, guys, they're gonna take like the exact term that Trump is gonna be there. Okay, and then when Trump leaves, then the next president, by then they're gonna hope people are gonna forget all about this, because Dan Bongino is counting that people have a 24-hour cycle. It's insane. It's insane, guys. So make no mistake, Dan Bongino is being a gossipy girl that shouldn't have done that post, and he did it just to save his ass because he knows he's in hot water, that he's not speaking out. It's shaking me to my core. Okay, look, guys, this is what I found out. I'm not going to give you the name, but this is what's really going on. ABC without giving names. And I mean, we're really starting an investigation on these things. No, on due course, and I promise you're not going to get their truth or our truth. You're going to get the truth. When? Where is the timeline? By this date, you'll get information. Where?
Listen, do you know, I just quickly want to touch on this before I forget, right? Why is it that we have seen the evaporation of exactly what 12 centimeters is saying, right? Where the freaking hell are all the blackmailing tapes from Epstein? And where the hell are all the Diddy hard drives?
Oh my God. No. That is gone. That was taken on the first raid. That was taken on the first raid when they raided. Do you think that they're going to have, if it was a Mossad, whatever, do you think that they didn't take those tapes back then? Do you think that he was not handing over the tapes?
No, but you know how people are always talking about it's Israel, it's always Israel, right? Do you know what we've all forgotten about, right? Like the capabilities of this country in question are on the same level as like Scooby-Doo. Sometimes they hid explosives in every single pager that was then distributed to their enemies. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Someone sat down in an office and went, Steve, I've got this idea for taking out Shamash. What we're going to do, right? We're going to get a hold of the pager company, right? And then we're going to put a tiny little pew pew boom boom inside that and then just let them all off. That is Scooby-Doo cartoon world level madness. It's the only time in my life where I could genuinely believe that some of these outspoken conspiracies are true just based off of the level of insanity that pager attack was. If I'm being honest, I don't quite know what I mean by that or what I mean to apply that to. But the other day I sort of realized that we can't write off just things because they sound so incredibly far-fetched when we live in a world where countries can use freaking Motorola as a freaking weaponized assault. If it wasn't for these goddamn pesky kids, right?
Yeah.
And by pesky kids, we mean non-conformists who refuse to consume and obey.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. And you're right. You know, we've got the Kevin Spaceys of the world. We've got all of these individuals that are interwoven. But where in the goddamn hell are the Epstein tapes? Who cares about the client list? Epstein was renowned for filming people doing shenanigans and blackmailing them, allegedly, right? I mean, that's the lore. And then Diddy, very similar MO, apparently like to get up to some shenanigans, like to record said shenanigans, and then blackmail with shenanigans. But hey, listen, blackmailing would lead to RICO and, you know, organized crime and the possibility that there's an elite group who run the world and possibly prey on the young ones of this world. We can't have anything in the courts that could possibly allude to that since what? The goddamn 1960s. Because every case since then, they'll happily charge you as a weirdo. But if you've got friends in high places, you can bet your ass those charges are disappearing. Those 9,000 terabytes of information, gonzo. All of the tapes that I would like to add at one point would have been VHS for the Epstein era. He had a pretty long haul when it comes to a career. So where the hell is it all? Where is it all? Paula put it bluntly. They got that in the first sweep, Ron. 100%. Those will have been the only black bags accidentally burnt in the furnace that weren't from the FBI canteen. Do you know what I mean? And we live in a world where the government is sadly convincing itself that they can spoon feed us all this bollocks. Because are we witnessing? Let me word this right. This is for you, Paula. I'm going to word this right. Is Maxwell's cooperation being treated as a potential path to restore Trump's political credibility? Is that what we're seeing?
Hello, is somebody calling you?
Yeah, I've paused it. Are we seeing her being used as a pawn?
Well, I don't think she's been used as a pawn. I think that she's been denied access to tell the truth or expose people to cover everybody's butt for whatever reason you want to call it. I don't think she's used as a pawn, because in order for her to be used as a pawn, that would mean that she would have something to give an exchange.
Okay, so then let me refer you back to the fact that no one's been interested in talking to her for 6 years.
Well, they did talk to her when she first when she was
first arrested. Sure, but I'm just playing devil's advocate with what the newspapers are reporting. So, if she had all this information that no one's asked her, because the DOJ's gone to press her for answers on certain questions, why was this information not prevalent at the height of the case? Why is it only now, since we could argue that she's being used as a pawn to correct the mistrust within the Trump administration? Do you not think that she's going to jump at the chance at anything that can put her in a better light, or reduce her sentence, or get the government on her side, whatever? Some people are saying that she refused to speak. That could have been the case too. She probably, exactly as Shane said as well, she probably shut up after she's seen after what happened to Epstein.
Well, I don't think she's worried about that. I think she got smarter when what happened with Epstein. And you don't forget that her family is somewhat powerful. Don't forget where her father is buried. Her father, in spite of it all.
Hang on a second. 12, you've had enough warnings. You're out here. Enjoy the shadow realm. Sorry, mods. Yeah, exactly. Freebie's on it. It's all scripted. Like, that's another thing that we can talk about. Okay,
no, but don't forget where her father's buried. He's buried in the Ghislaine Maxwell's father is buried in one of the most sacred places in Israel. The only people, and heads of state went to his funeral and praised him as one of the greatest Israeli citizens. So this woman is going to be a lot smarter, and her family are, they've been at this for quite some time, so they're much cleverer than Epstein. I'm sure they have files and everything everywhere. This woman is not stupid, and that is the only reason why she's alive, because the moment, I'm sure she is like, the minute something happens to me, this goes on the web. This goes on the webernet, like you say, Ron.
Okay, no, I'm with you. Okay. So from the angle of she's protected herself since the beginning, and now this information has become useful because of the stupidity of a certain arguable stupidity of the current government, or the denial of evidence, or whatever. I could see that too. It's interesting. And again, thank you to everyone for being here. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. Paula's links are in the description as well. We're going to open up the show to you guys being able to come in and give your views, your opinions on the topics that we're discussing. It's not a call-in number just yet. It will be for Friday with my shows anyway. It's a StreamYard link. It's a Streamlabs link, so you won't be seen on the screen. You'll be heard. It's just like a call-in, except you just have to push the link on the screen when I put it out there, and you can come and join us and have your say. Now, please like and subscribe and give us a little share at this point. It would really mean the world. And thank you to all for being here. So, her weaponizing this information to her advantage, I would 100% be able to get behind that narrative, but do you think during the initial heights of the Epstein case back in the day, there was more of an emphasis on dealing with Epstein, because the minute that you fearmonger the other member of the team into silence, that sort of effectiveness sort of takes place, if that makes sense? Because, you know, if you and I were a crime duo and they unalived me in prison and you were in prison, I'm sure you'd be like, okay, I'm going to reconsider the things I say. I mean, you can see that, right? You can see that you may be hard.
Yeah, but I don't think I think that this woman has prepared herself, and this is the only reason why she's still alive, to tell you the truth. That's just my opinion, clearly, right?
Okay.
Let's not forget that she's well connected to the royal family as well.
Since college.
People have, way before. People have forgotten that little detail, that this woman is incredibly connected to the British royal family. And she not only has secrets on politicians in the United States, she has dirty little secrets on the royal family as well.
Well, I would completely get behind that as well. Her dad was a spy for a certain nation, who's I've already said way too many times on this live stream to say it again. It rhymes with Schmizriel. Okay, it rhymes with Schmizriel, and apparently he was a spy. Now, wouldn't that be an interesting plot twist? Who said that? Fast Mama Jamma. I'm liking that. Any reason to say the word Mama Jamma is good enough.
You know, my friend. I don't know if you heard of the shooting that happened in New York, right?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay. It's really interesting because one of my son's friends sent me pictures because he works in New York and Wall Street.
Okay.
I kid you not. He was sending me pictures of the shooter and everything that was happening on real time.
Yep.
Like, this is the police outside his window. Yeah. So he was sending me stuff on real time. Like, this is him watching that. And I got to tell you, I am in two minds of doing a video because, we were trying to figure out why would the shooter be there. And then we found out that Blackstone is there, the headquarters. An employee of Blackstone.
Blackrock.
Not Blackrock. No.
Blackstone.
No, it gets worse. It gets worse. Because then I found out that Blackstone was the birthing place of Blackrock.
Nice. And listen, yes. Ron's
and guess, just this, because I am in two minds about doing this video. Guess who is part of the development, director of development at the Royal Foundation since 2018?
Tell us,
is a gentleman by the name of Mark Andrew Wilson, who, as of 2018, became a board member of Blackrock. At the same time that he became development director for the Royal Foundation for the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, Prince Harry, and Miss Meghan Markle. So he appears in this scene at the very same time that Meghan Markle appears there. And then he becomes director of Blackrock, and he's still a development director of the Royal Foundation. My heart almost sank. And I found this by accident because we were looking, when we found out that Blackstone is there, because Blackrock originated from Blackstone.
Well, look, everyone that's watching, we've got over 1,000 people across all platforms watching, right? One day next week, probably Monday or Tuesday on Paula and I's Daily Show, I'm going to do a show all about the Blackstone Saturn cult and teach us all about the alleged theory behind Blackrock, its birth, its relevant, its ties to El Nino, okay, and the Horned One. Also, revelations that are coming out about America's 1960s and 70s tests with paranormal stuff and off-world stuff and misinterpretations and demonic this and all kinds of shit. Like, it's so fascinating because we live in a world that we are all seeking answers for why things are done in a way that we don't understand. And when you apply conspiracy algorithm to your own thought process, things start making sense and fitting in. But I want to try and present this in a way that takes a lot of the hoo-ha or the shenanigans out of this for a lot of people who write stuff off as soon as you say paranormal research that the government's done and all of this. They just write it off instantly. Well, I want to challenge those people who are the skeptics to just face this for a moment, because it is anything but a fascinating point of conversation if you don't believe it. But man, when you start seeing certain narratives laid out in front of you and what's playing out now, it only starts to make sense when you apply this plausible algorithm of conspiracy. So look forward to it.
I just want to say something to Uber Fubar. Sussex, not Cambridge. You see, when this Mark Andrew Wilson came on the scene, it was on March 2018. Meghan had not married Harry. So he refers to them as a development manager, director
Okay.
for the Royal Foundation, because at the time it was for the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and Prince Harry, and then Miss Markle, because Meghan Markle was integrated later after she got married. So he became that before he showed up on the scene, and at the same time he became director of. And he's in the board of directors of Blackrock at the same time. He had been in Asia for quite some time, but this all came out. I mean, the worst possible way, because I was looking at Blackstone. You're looking, why is this guy shooting? And then he says, CT, all of this is related, guys. All of this is related. There's always a link to everything. So you have Ghislaine Maxwell, because Ghislaine Maxwell, like it's a woman who knows a lot about the royal family. We have now the king's brother going back to the U.S. now that this case has officially been dropped. And the reason that they're doing the cumbia dance, cumbia is a salsa dance with, we will or we won't. Because if you notice, Trump wakes up one day and says, we will do it. Wakes up another day, he says he won't. Dan Bongino, I discovered things that shook me to my core. And then you have this other guy. And then you have, it's a complete shite show. Yep. And it makes them look ridiculous, and it makes people angry. So that's why I said that I didn't say Sussex, because at the time when this guy in March, because don't forget that Harry and Meghan got married in May, I believe, on 2018. That's why it happened. So we're watching a salsa dance with the truth here, guys. It's like it's unbelievable. It's really, really.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about ambiguity for a second, Paula, right? The Washington Post, The Guardian, and various other outlets have reported on Trump has publicly stated he's decided not to pardon Ghislaine, but he then underscores he could grant one and remains ambiguous. When it comes to the possibility of things being decided at 4 o'clock in the morning when most of America's asleep, America and and world leaders do have a bit of a track record for doing things quietly behind closed doors. Do you think there is a possibility that we are going to see a reason for a pardon to be implicated onto Ghislaine? Do you think that's a possibility in the future? Not right now, but in the future.
I don't know. I really don't know if it's because they said that she already gave testimony for 48 hours, right? She was giving testimony for 2 days. And they had said she had immunity. Now they're saying she doesn't have immunity.
I think it was the pardon. Maybe I've not read anything about the immunity. So if that's what you've read,
no, I get you, Uber Fubar. I'm just saying that it was confusing to me. Just to Uber Fubar says I got confused, Paula. That's why I mentioned that, Paula. No, I know you're not, and I'm sorry if I sound like I'm yelling, but I should get a hearing aid for really.
No, stop! Keep yelling. We do not want ASMR, Paula. It creeps me out.
I don't want people thinking I'm yelling at this head here.
My name is Paula, and welcome to my show. My name is Paula.
It's because then I can hear her.
Yeah, we don't want that, Paula. We want shouty Paula. Ron can't deal with ASMR, Paula. I can't deal with it.
No. Okay. So the thing is, though, it's thinking a lot. Somebody said that the royal family were a target for Mossad. What if the royal family is part of Mossad?
Say that again, Paula.
People, I saw a comment there that that the royal family, the British royal family, are a target of Mossad. What if the royal family is part of Mossad?
Well, here's the thing: if Schmizrael was targeting the British royal family, right? What better way of sticking it to Schmizrael and the British people than taking support, like alleged religious enemy of Schmizrael, and like promoting that within this country? Because that's what I'm seeing. So if Unless there's some unless the theory that Ron has about they're going to allow civil unrest to develop in the UK and the US through immigration atrocities, shall we say, and they are then going to kick everyone out, but it's going to come at the cost of people demanding that they feel safer. So we're going to see the limitations be brought in that we're all discussing, the 15-minute city starting to take shape, but not with us kicking and screaming, with the majority of people begging for it because of the instability that is being orchestrated. Now, you could 100% get behind Schmizriel, the Royals, doing that as a team to further control. 100%. I could get behind that as a theory. This is just a theory. These are just opinions. You are just the public. Please like, subscribe, and share. These are not facts. These are just opinions. I'm sure everybody who is a world leader is a really swell guy or gal.
Yeah. And I mean, for me, it was just like, I mean, I was blown away because I started digging, Ron, and, you know, this guy, the shooter, and I know people are saying, what does it have to do with Ghislaine? I mean, the things that I'm discovering, because the guy's from California, the shooter's originally from California. And now they're saying that he had a note that said that he has CTE because from playing football, but he was playing football at a high school level. And the coach said that he wasn't really the star or anything that he was a participant of. So like, in order for you to develop CTE, you have to be Aaron Rodgers kind of level. You know what I mean? Like really taking like hockey, you know, enforcer kind of level, you know?
Yeah, okay.
And this guy wasn't. I mean, this guy wasn't like that. So CTE does not. A CTE, basically what it is that you can go from 0 to 60 in 1 second. You can be a normal, rational guy and something triggers you and you lose it and then you go back to being the same thing. You do not plan to travel across country because he knew that in New York, you can't buy guns. They don't allow guns in downtown New York.
Okay.
You know that they're reserved. They wanted to have guns. They asked the mayor of New York if they could have guns in downtown Manhattan and New York, and they said no. Very few people can have guns in New York because of the gun shooting. They have very strict laws. And for example, they're allowed, for example, you can own a gun, but you can have it in your home. You cannot take it out. Even if you need to travel from borough to borough, let's say if you want to go from Brooklyn to Manhattan, you can't do it because your permit is only to your house in Brooklyn.
Sure.
So this guy knew this. This guy planned this. And then they said that this guy who clearly planned everything got in the wrong elevator, ended up on the 33rd floor of Rudin Management rather than at NFL, because he did kill somebody from an NFL and then he killed somebody from Blackstone.
Okay. Interesting theory there from Wasted Show as well. Just bolstering what we were saying, what we weren't saying at all about Schmizriel. We're just people talking on the internet.
Yeah, but it's interesting that Ghislaine, we heard that she got immunity. I am sure she got immunity. There is no way that this woman, because the first news we got was that she had been granted immunity to testify, and she had testified for 2 days. We saw her lawyer coming out and
limited immunity. Okay, here we go. So this is 4 days ago. Ghislaine Maxwell given limited immunity by DOJ. What it means in this Smepschmeen case. Ghislaine Maxwell is a convicted associate of deceased financier Jeffrey Epstein. It is once again at the center of a legal political debate now, for what she might know about others. In an unexpected legal twist, Maxwell has recently spent 9 hours over 2 days in discussions with the U.S. Department DOJ after reportedly initiating contact herself. What makes the meetings particularly significant is they were conducted under a form of legal protection known as limited immunity. Excuse me. The meetings reportedly took place behind closed doors with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, promoting renewed interest in Maxwell, renewed interest in what Maxwell may have revealed. Why she was granted immunity at all, and what it could mean for the ongoing fallout of the Epstein case. What is limited immunity? A form of protection granted to Ghislaine Maxwell is known as proffer immunity, which is a type of limited immunity, according to NBC News, initially allowed Maxwell to freely answer Deputy Attorney General Tom Blanche's questions without fear that her responses could be legally. Okay, so I imagine what this means is if I ask you a question, Paula, you're immune to it. If you just start waffling a bunch of nonsense out of nowhere, that has nothing to do with my question that incriminates you, we're going to incriminate you. So it must be a direct, as long as you're directly answering the questions. The lay terms of limited immunity ensures the person's statements made during such meetings and any evidence directly derived from them cannot be used to prosecute the individual later. So that's what that means. How do we feel about that? I mean, there's immunity, and then there's just a way of giving immunity without everyone losing their mind, right? And that seems to me like a less triggering form of exactly the same thing, so that people can't point a finger. What do you think, Paula?
Well, the thing is, though, that she's not going to be stupid. She's not going to talk about things that you know that are going to affect her. So the limited immunity means that she only gets immunity for the question that she's asked and that she's given answers. So she's still walking away free. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So that's what it means. It's like she's getting limited immunity because she's not getting immunity for the crimes that she's been convicted of, because that would require a pardon.
Correct. Which still isn't off the table.
Yes, by the way, yes. So people know that.
Just so we're
we don't, and you know what? I guess I was watching this thing. Did you know that the president doesn't have to say that he's pardoned somebody?
Nope.
He can grant her a pardon and not know about it. And people, you may think that she's in jail, but how do you know she's in jail?
Well, here's an even better one for you, Paula. You do realize that you could give her a pardon and then issue presidential orders for her to go into witness relocation and protection for the rest of her life and not have to tell the public a single thing under national security.
Yep. Just
so you know, people, this could have already happened. None of what we are seeing could be real. And all of this could be because
for real, guys.
An elitist barbecue last month. Donald Trump lost the crazy bet, and he's the one who was dared to make the client list disappear. That would kind of make more sense than any of this, because at least we can get behind elitists and their twisted games rather than this being something that a rational person thought would be news that people could digest properly.
Yeah, because you see, Trump doesn't need anything. He can make the flight logs. And again, It is not a client list, guys. I don't call it a client list. I say that these are people that did stuff, because a client list would imply, oh, he was my client. No, he had no clients. He was not a PIMP. But what he did have is people that he put in very, very bad situations who did very bad things. So that's why when Trump says there is no client list, he's actually technically speaking the truth.
Yeah, but it's one of those semantic moments, isn't
it? Exactly. So if it's ever impeached, it says, well, it's not a client list. It was never a client list. It was just, people who went to his island and did things that shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
Period.
I agree.
And that they're guilty of these things, like why would 100%. Trump say, oh, well, like what's his name? Bill Clinton went to the island 28 times.
Listen, I hear you. I fully hear you. I am just setting up just now our ability for you wonderful people to come and call in the show. We're going to be starting that in just a little while. All you guys need to do is click a button. Even if your webcam is on, you will not appear on stream. Just so you all know. Why would Trump? Okay, let's get to Nikki's question. Hang on a second.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's right. Why would Trump want to pardon Diddy and Maxwell? What does he have to cover up and hide and be afraid of? Okay, Nikki, I'm going to give you the crash course answer in this. All right. So a very large percentage of us believe that the American government and the world is run by what we collectively refer to as the cabal, the Illuminati, the bloodlines, whatever you want to call it, the secret government, the majestic 12, whatever works for you, that's what you want to call them. And we believe that what Trump has to gain from this is not only protecting allegedly himself, but others from the wrath of the universe for what they've done to women and children. Now, taking this just from a business point of view, Nikki, Trump could have stuff to gain by keeping this hidden after he leaves the office. I mean, think about all of the blackmailing he could do in the business world when he's not the president anymore. There's a lot of angles that make this very, very real when it comes to conspirafacts. But
Yeah.
the problem is, Nikki, we have seen over and over again examples from Hollywood where they favor brushing under the carpet anything that connects the individual at the center of the story to a larger ring of abusive elites, if you will. It's okay for you to be a psychopath. It's okay for you to be a twisted monster as long as you're taking the charges and it's just you. I mean, look at what's happened to Jeffrey Epstein. As long as it's just Jeffrey that's the weirdo, then we'll all agree to agree. The FBI are like, hey, as long as it's just Jefferson that's the weirdo, this is fine. But the minute that any story involving a larger network of socialites or elitists or royalty comes into play, it's vaporized. And it's the same that we've seen with the Diddy case. So we may have seen, and again, Nikki, that's assuming that you're on the side of the world that agrees that your president actually has a say in the country. There we go. President is just a puppet. Thank you very much. We were synced there. There's a lot of people that believe that what these decisions that we make, this voting, and even the people that get put in power is all just a front so that we will continue on. Ask yourself this. Why do we send our children to public schools, and why do elites send their kids to private or homeschooled? Do you know what they teach in the two different schools? Because it's very different. One school teaches you to conform and get in frickin' line, and the other schools are teaching you how to avoid all of that. And it makes you wonder when we are going to wake up to this, because it's staring us right in the face. And we have options as the peasant race of the world. We have options. We are in a position of power without realizing it, because we often think that from a powerful position we need unity, or we need to agree. We need to have a board meeting. We need to all sit down and discuss things out. We don't. We just need to follow a path that is the opposite to theirs. We need to follow a path that leads to safety for children, unity, and not division. It's not difficult. It really isn't. It's just a lot of people don't know where to begin and don't believe that that is an option that exists for them. Like and subscribe, everybody. Like and subscribe. Okay, let me just jump in a little bit to my notes here.
And don't forget also that people are basically, I mean, we don't even know what Diddy's going to get. I still don't know why Diddy's still in jail. If he's found of less, wasn't he granted bail?
Right.
Because he was convicted of something very not the main charges, if you think about it. And then we have that white man, and then you have that white man. I would argue racism from that white man that was from Victoria's Secret, was really creepy as hell. And he walked free with just $1 million.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I agree. I think it's got to do with, I almost feel like it's got to do with public persona. It's almost like the bigger the public persona is when it comes to mainstream knowledge of that person, the harsher the crime is going to be. So all of these CEOs who are, you know, big top dogs in the finance world and the business world, which is a tiny world compared to, you know, the hip hop era, not hip hop era, but the hip hop scene of the world, like the Diddy's and all of that. It's almost like you pay the price more severely for how public your persona is. And that's
but the thing is, though, if you think about it, technically speaking, and I'm not defending Diddy, but technically speaking, he was a first-time offender. It was a state crime, not really a federal one. I don't know why he got convicted. It's very minor. You know, why isn't he allowed bail? Well, he's waiting for that. It could be that maybe they're waiting for him to do the sentence is going to be in October, so they can say, okay, you're just going to do time served.
Yep. I can see that happening. I tell you what, if it turns out Diddy does get a Christmas #1 and we didn't put a bet on it, that is going to be disappointing. I'll tell you that right now. Because the odds would have been amazing if we'd put that bet on in January.
Well, I talked about it. I said that I didn't think it was going to be convicted, and people were hating me on your channel. When I was saying that, I don't think it's going to be convicted. That's not a RICO case.
No, I just don't think we wanted to hear it. I think we
Yeah.
were so blinded with this is finally going to top. At some point, we were all like, "This is going to topple Hollywood." We are dumbasses. All of us. Can we all just point and laugh at ourselves for a minute there for how high our hopes were for the Diddy case, myself included, please. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, but people were like, because I wasn't a lawyer, but even I know what a RICO case was. And that was the main charge. And they overreached.
Yeah. Lionel calling it too, Paula saying freebie. The Diddy thing was a distraction, in my opinion. Well, here's the thing. I feel like they mistimed their distraction. If Diddy had been arrested the day after the client list went missing, this could have been a different kettle of fish. It really could have. It really could. Not massively different, but I think the attention that the client list would have got would have been avoided by people who were focused on the diddler, if that makes sense. And then they thought, okay, well, that didn't work. Let's unalive Virginia Giuffre. And that didn't work. Brilliant. Great decision making. Whoever's doing these decisions. I mean, absolute top tier, terrible decisions. Also, as well, can we get some likes and shares? What I'm going to do now, we've got about an hour left of this show. I'm going to be live later, I do believe, with John Wedger. If there's any changes, it means that we're changing from Wednesday to Sunday, and that will happen today. But I think we're still going with Wednesday. So what I'm going to do is I am going to post a link for you lovely people. And all you have to do is click on the link and come and join us. You'll get taken to a backstage. I'll welcome you in. And then all you really have to do is click the link, come and join, and we can have a little chat. Because why not? Why not, indeedles? So while you guys decide whether or not you want to come and do that, what is your speculation, Paula, on what's going to come next? Okay, because Bill Gates...
Nothing's going to come next. I'll tell you what it is. We're going to keep this salsa dance. Will
Okay.
she? Won't they? Won't they? Will Trump release? Won't he? This woman... Guys, I don't even believe she's in jail. And this is just a very personal opinion. I believe that this woman, if she is, she's in a minimal security because I think they showed a footage of her running. So, yeah.
Yeah, Maximus Truth. That was one banging interview. Like, there was so many things that lady talked about in that interview that have already been said by other people of that level of elitist abuse. And it was kind of like, you were just waiting on the last other credible testimony to back up the other 2 or 3 and it all to fall into place. That's what happened for me. And I am working on a live show for you guys, all about the points that were raised, because it's saddening when
people were talking that Dan Bongino's going to get out and he's going to do talk shows. His credibility is so down. To me, his credibility is completely gone. He shouldn't have tweeted anything. He should have kept quiet, because if you're going to tweet something, it's like, okay, guys, it's like when we do our videos. Here is the proof. I'm not going to give you names, but this is what's going down. I found that these are the charges that we're working on. We can't name the suspects yet, but these are the charges, and this is what we're investigating. This is what shook me to my core.
Yeah.
A, B, C, D. You don't have to start this song and dance because he tried to make it very emotional. It should be. You're a man. Grow up, bud. Are you a little bitch? And you're an assistant director at the FBI. Are you a woman?
Oh, man.
It's like, hey, dudes, I am really freaking out of my mind because we're investigating these crimes, A, B, C, and D, that I just found out about it. And I'm going to go hard after this. I can't give you the people right now, but I will let you know who it is. And by this date, we're giving you more, but none. It's always very vague.
Yeah. It's a continual mess of not just the facts, but how these people think they're going to be credible after this. Like, Trump's going to have to do something freaking pretty impressive. Like, he's going to have to, like, completely destroy the Clinton legacy. He's going to have to reopen the...
Never mind that. Barack Obama's too.
I can't say the actual words, but let's, for argument's sake, call it pasta fence. Okay? Like, all of the stuff that came out during that, if Trump was to take down a portion of the pie, I'd be okay. I'd be okay with it, right? I'd be okay with it because it would be more than anybody else has ever done.
Yeah, but he's not gonna, because right now he's made a mockery of that. You know, like, are you still talking about the buffoon? Are you talking about the evil guy? Let's move on to that. You know, he's in Scotland welcoming Keir Starmer of all people. You know, like, come on. You know, like,
you know, one thing about Scotland that makes me so proud is there's been a guy with a pair of bagpipes at almost every single one of Trump's public speeches in Scotland, and he gets as close as he can with the bagpipes, and the bagpipes drown out all of what Trump is saying on the news. It's savage. I mean, I'm sure they've cottoned on to it and stopped it now, but his first couple of moments with Keir Starmer, you couldn't hear a word on the news because of this bagpipe player. It's legendary. Big shout out to the Scots. Also, I've seen people walking around with Scotland's always been great hats as opposed to Make America Great Again hats. I want one of those hats. So if anyone knows where to get them, let me know, because they are sick.
But what are we going to get? I mean, people realistically, and I'm not being defeatist here, but from what I've seen, I mean, and if you look, because if you really go and look at Trump, whenever he was asked, I mean, he gave a definitive yes about the JFK files, a definitive yes about the Dr. King's files, and yet they haven't been released. But when he was asked about Epstein, he always danced around the question. He never gave a straightforward yes, if we are to be fair. But even with the files that he said that they were going to be yes, now where are those files?
Yeah, where is everything? Where is literally everything?
He said yes to those files. He said yes to those files. No, except the Epstein. If you go and look, whenever he goes, oh, well, you know, I have to take a look into it. But of course, you know, but I will have to look into it because they're very important people attached to. But the JFK files, he said they was going to completely open them.
Yep. It's almost like we're going to see the next presidential campaign. People are going to be like, I promise I'm going to bring back the dinosaurs. I'm going to, you know, the second coming of Jesus is going to happen. Just vote me in. Because they're going to run out of, like, absolute regular bull crap to spoon feed us. It's true. How do you make, how has the mainstream forgotten so quickly about the evidence that was reported on terabytes of information from goddamn Diddy? How have all of the, I know I keep going on about this, but how have the Epstein tapes all disappeared? How, again, are we just having to live in a world where anything that could corroborate a story of a higher power or a cabal is just vaporized, not only from public knowledge, but from history? I mean, it's beyond something that we can ignore now. It's their actions are what give our views credibility.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but the thing is, though, that apparently they don't care.
Well, it's not. They are caring. I think they thought they were going to get away with this, and now they're having to bring Maxwell in. But again, of course, they knew he'd react to this. Like, if we know how to observe the masses and predict actions, they're 10 steps ahead of us, surely. Like, they're already. They must be.
Yeah.
You know, release the aliens. Oh, but you know what? I'm that bored. We need something, man. We need something. Like, unless I'd take aliens coming to Earth to distract us all, or Camilla getting pregnant and her son being the next king. That would be the other thing that would be brilliant banter. Just that would be.
No, but the thing is, though, like, I don't know what people aren't. You know what they're doing? I also think that they're making a mockery of the whole thing.
Okay.
I think that they are really, truly making a mockery of the whole thing. And by doing that, they're taking importance away. because people are being more focused right now on will they, won't they, rather than what it's really going on and what they're trying to cover up, which is they don't want to expose the people that they were not clients of Epstein. They were people that did really nasty things that Epstein allowed to happen and provided them for. Oh, you want a 14-year-old? Here it is.
Yeah, no, anyone that went to the Epstein Island after his convictions for being a diddler is suspect to me. Absolutely suspect. Like,
well, just getting that deal. How did he get that deal?
Blackmail, allegedly.
You know, nobody got that deal in the history of getting that deal. And where are the rest of the victims?
Well, this is it. All right, we've got Uber backstage coming to say hello to us and give us his views. How we doing, Uber? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, mate. How are you?
I'm doing well, mate. Give us your views on all of this freaking nonsense.
Well, it is nonsense, isn't it? But at the same time, it isn't. It's dangerous nonsense.
Yep.
Look, the way I see it is, Ghislaine Maxwell may have some chips left to gamble with upon her release.
Speak a little bit louder, mate. Get a little bit closer.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, that's better.
With the amount of people she knows, the amount of stuff that she knows, the things she's seen, heard, I'm sure she's got some sort of leverage over some people.
But with leverage,
right now she's in jail and can't use it, so it's not doing her any good.
Well, that's a good point. But once you start like propagating your leverage, you become a target again. You become a loose end for one side of the table, surely.
Well, that's it, and that's what becomes a double-edged sword for her. Really, I mean, she can maybe get leverage on somebody to get somewhere when she gets out, but that's very possible going to have some kind of consequence, because to do things like that, you're not going to be making friends every turn, are you? You're going to be upsetting people when you play that sort of game.
No, for sure.
It'll be interesting, from my point of view, at least, to see how it plays out and what happens, because I don't know enough about her life and her involvement to have an educated guess as to what could befall her. I can imagine, but I just don't know enough, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know something about something that I don't. But it will be very, very interesting to see how things play out when she gets out. And it's a case for me of watch this space, because I don't think her story is over. I think she's got plenty more damage to do before her time's done.
Yeah, I mean, good points there, mate. Good points. Anything else you want to throw at us before we toss the link back into the void for our next viewer?
No, mate, no. Just wanted to come on and just put my little perspective in. Paula, it's always lovely seeing you, darling. You're doing really well. Great to have you on the channel. Ron, you know I love you, broski.
Yeah, and,
yeah, nice to come up and say hello to you.
Yeah, man. Always good, my brother. And nice to speak to you. I'll touch base with you after the show as well, mate. And
right, mate.
We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Okay.
All right. So, new link. And it is going out right now. So, use the link that I've just posted here, guys. To come and join us, have your say, give us a little like, give us a little share, all that good stuff. And we've got a lot coming, not only on the Sean Atwood channel and also on the ProjectROOQ channel this week. We have a lot of shows, a lot of content. It is coming out. I wish I could remember what any of it was. The big one for me this week is, I do believe it's 8 o'clock on Friday. Sean and myself are going to be trying to do a couple of shows a week together, because it's been a while. It's been a while. And Friday, we have got ex-supermodel coming on with our lawyer, going over the true extent of the Epsteins, the elites, the Diddys, and a few other names who have been in the news that we're going to bring to light. And it is going to be an absolute banger. Big shout out to Shane, who has finally found his groove again and is just, when you see, listen, all I'm saying is the biggest content that this channel hasn't even been produced, and Sean is on a freaking roll right now, and that roll is finally getting sesame seed spread on the top and getting that brioche bun factor injected. And when you guys see what is coming, it's gonna be freaking, it's gonna blow your minds. So I can't wait. And let me just check and see if anyone else has come to join us, because I keep losing the little thing. Where is it? There we go. Not yet. Join the show. Link is in the side chat. Make sure you come and have your say. We'll be going for another little while. I'm just seeing if Paula's going to return, because I imagine one of her usual issues with internet has probably popped up. And until then, I can't talk too much about the state of the UK because we're on Facebook. Big shout out Facebook. And yeah, hilarious about the bagpipes. Yeah, it was a banger. You got to love Scotland's, the way that Scotland does stuff is a little bit petty, but it's the right kind of petty. You know what I mean? Just keeping an eye on this collab cam. Are you not doing the Royal Mess tonight, Ron? Yes, we're doing the Royal Mess tomorrow night. Thursday night is the Royal Mess. Thursday night, Royal Mess, the usual crew. Oh no, the bagpipes isn't a belter idea. That happened. Google Donald Trump, Scotland, and bagpipes, and you'll get the lowdown, my G. So give me some questions if you want, guys. Throw in some topics of discussion if you want me to look anything up. I want you guys to know that your voice, your opinions, your presence is important and it's appreciated. And I want to, expand the content around your views and what you guys want to say. So again, come and join me. Okay, so really, I'm just reading your guys' chat. Yeah, I'm loving the Scotch right now too. Ron, what do you think Trump should do to gain back credibility? Okay, so we can only really answer that question from a mindset where we believe that Trump has made a terrible decision and isn't being controlled, and the world is the way that they say it is. What Trump can do to regain credibility is bring down all of those who have done crimes that need to be held accountable. Nothing less, nothing more. But sadly, not only will that not happen, but we know how the world operates. We know how insignificant our cares and our views and our wants, as far as our leaders are concerned, matter to them. They matter none. Grumpy Sapper, what is happening? Oh, listen, Friday nights are definitely going to be a little musical. Ron's going to buy a couple of little bits and bobs for having some fun nostalgic music fests, shall we say. But what can I expect? What would I say is the limitations of what we can expect to happen from Trump? I think they'll realize that they need to restore credibility, and I think that a sacrifice will be offered. I think that there's discussions going on right now above a bank in Switzerland between 12 of the bloodline families going, right, who's getting sent to the slaughter? They're not going to argue over whose mistake it was. Oh, I have the royal mess set for today and not tomorrow. Thank you very much. That's Ron just doing his job expertly. A royal mess, 7 o'clock. No, Ron, 7 o'clock tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, whoever it was that got confused about a royal mess. That was Ron that made all of... Oh, why are we on the freaking Atwood family channel? What is going on there? Hang on a second. Remove. So Atwood Twitter. We'll keep it off Facebook because Ron's probably going to say some things about Britain. We don't want to. Ron may or may not have got us banned on Facebook last year. So yeah. So yes, I'm under Sean. Well, I'm not under Sean. I'm under Sean on the channel. Yeah, I'm the co-host. How are we doing? Underboss Ron, welcome. How are you? Welcome. For those of you who don't know. So I think the best thing that we can expect from this is an offering to be offered up by the powers that be for Trump to slaughter and for us to get our pound of flesh. And just simply that pound of flesh will be enough to rally those who are desperate to fall back into the side of politics where Trump is the savior. And there's no problem with that. Yeah, this show is on Sean's channel too. Correct. That's where it should be. I just back up all my shows on my channel, just in case there's any reason for them not to exist on Sean's channel anymore. It just keeps everything backed up, you know? Have you heard that there were over... Ron, have you heard that there were over 4,700 transfers of funds from Trump to Epstein, totaling more than $1 billion? Well, listen... Are you saying that a guy who is allegedly on a list of a guy who's involved in an alleged millionaires human transportation syndicate, are you trying to say that 4,700 transfers could be considered suspicious? Because I think you're maybe right. But I wonder how much of that can be written off in the public eye in the courts as legitimate business dealings. Do you know what I mean? Because again, these people aren't silly. Ever since past offense and the whole, hey, looking for 1,200 hot dogs in written emails, they've probably got a bit smarter, right? They've probably been like, right, can we tell Steve and Sharon to stop writing emails about frickin' chickens and things like that, please? Can we stop that? Gomers, thank you. Legit. Collab cam. Copy the link. Send out the link. Yeah, come and join me. What are y'all scared of? Why y'all? What's going on? Come and say hello. Please tell me about Virginia. I sent you, Mrs. Mac. Scroll up. I mean, don't feel like it would make more sense for you to recopy and paste it, but that's okay. Ron will scroll. Mrs. Mac. I can't find it. After about 15 scrolls of the mouse wheel, I'm going to start forgetting what I'm looking for. Yeah, right. Freaking past offense. Little rascals. They are all shy today, yeah. On Discord DM. Sorry. I didn't have Discord open. My bad. I've already forgotten what it was you emailed me. The thing was. So let's find out together. Right, why have I got 43 DMs from somebody? Whoa. Oh, it's all Trevor stuff. Nice one. Yes. Oh, Trevlar. What is your deal? Eh? What is your deal? Right, okay, Mrs. Mac. Trump, if you... Hang on. Right, what is this? Tiki-talkies. What is this? Okay, Trump's... Okay, all right. Let me just play through this and make sure it's publicly acceptable. I imagine it will be. Mrs. Mac sent it. Right, hang on. Will you just pause, please? Thank you. I can turn the damn volume up. Sheboygan. Share this page. And then then what? Then we're on it. Oh, look at that. That is an unfortunate pause. He looks like he's about to sneeze. Right, let's have a look.
And because he took people, I said, don't do it anymore. You know, they work for me. And he took, beyond that, he took some others. And once he did that, that was the end of him. I didn't like, when they steal people, I don't like it. In the spa.
That is the clammiest, most stressed looking Trump I've seen in a while. Like the guy has sweat in his ears right now. We've all been there. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying he looks stressed.
Yeah, people that work in the spa. I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world at Mar-a-Lago.
This, you've just come out a spa. Yeah, a refund, mate.
And people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone. And other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told him, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. I don't want him taking people.
What am I listening to? Am I listening to Donald Trump talking about people from his spa being poached by Schmepstein? Is that what I'm listening to? Is that what's happening right now?
And he was fine. And then not too long after that, he did it again. And I said, out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen, persons that include Virginia Jeffrey?
Oh yeah, pretend like you can't say her name.
I think she worked at the spa. I think so.
What? Is that right? Is that right? You got John Cena, mate.
And his name is John Cena.
What a gomer! What a gomer! What a gomer!
I think that was one of the people. Yeah. He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know. None whatsoever.
Why did he say that?
She worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah. He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know.
Like, you know, when you come to like the season finale of like The Sopranos, and there's like a cliffhanger because of something that someone said, and it's got like double meanings and stuff, right? Like, Virginia Giuffre is no longer with us.
I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah. Not too long after that, he did it again, and I said, out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen, persons that include Virginia Jeffrey?
Did that include Virginia Jeffrey? Is that what I just heard there? Is that Virginia Jeffrey?
Out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen, persons that include Virginia Jeffrey?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah.
I think that's one of the people. So it'll be interesting to see when he says that that individual was stolen, and finding out the age that she was stolen at, and finding out the age that she was employed at this spa, Mr. Trump, Mr. President. I mean, am I dumb here? Or did he just say something that has put his staff of his spa in a bit of a spicy light? Am I dumb here, or am I dumb for thinking that, or am I not the only one? Like fill me in here. Ron needs. I need clarity. I need clarity here. Paula M says her internet went down. No worries, my G. Thanks so much as always. Yeah, I know. I have fixed it. Thank you. Paula just let me know about the royal mess as well. Like, what? What are we? What? Like, what, mate? Thank you for sending that over as well, Mrs. Mac. That was a good one. That was a good one. Now, we have got someone in the backstage. We have TQ. What is happening, mate?
Hello.
How are you? Can you just say hello for me one more time, TQ?
Hello.
There we go. Perfect. How are you doing?
Lovely.
What are your thoughts on this? And also, very nice to meet you. And thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. Well, my thoughts, looking over the bigger picture, because I've looked at different interviews and stuff like that, and sort of over time, I think the timing with Virginia's passing,
Yep.
and the way it was constructed to make us believe that it was you know, nothing to do with all that, when we know it was. And then you got the Diddy trial, and then you got the Epstein files, and then Epstein wants to be the savior of everybody. Not Epstein, sorry. Trump wants to be someone's savior, and I think that because apparently, I watched the Piers Morgan show. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was going to say that. But her brother was on there, and he said, I think he was telling a lot of lies, obviously, but he said that she was denied some evidence that was withheld from her at the trial. So she's got a petition with the court, and also the feds are trying to block that. So it's kind of like it's almost like a plan coming together.
Yeah.
Keep her in one place. Now we then see one of the Trump's administration going in with a box of paperwork or something in a box, and I think they told her, "This is what we got. You need to shut your mouth," because Epstein did an immunity thing to keep her. He signed some NDA immunity. Is it called a proffer agreement?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. We spoke about it earlier.
Basically it was to let off all any co-collaborators. Right, so that way he keeps those secrets there and people where he wants them. And I actually think he's still alive.
Okay.
That is my belief. I don't think he's dead at all. I think that's all a ruse.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think the distraction of Diddy trial coming straight after, and it was brought forward, don't forget, after Virginia's passing, bless her, God bless her.
Yeah.
And, you know, you don't have a trial and say, oh, it's going to last 2 months. It goes on as long as it's supposed to last, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
So when you look at all the factors, there's so many distractions. Trump wants to be a hero, so he solves the Middle East conflicts in 6 days.
Right.
No, he didn't. And it all and then he spat his dummy out the pram. He gets a double visit over to Britain, and here we go. And everything's kicking off now.
Nah,
and then,
Karen.
I think that she's been threatened and told, here's the evidence. We've got the evidence to lock you up forever.
Yeah, Karen, listen.
So,
it is not embarrassing to be an American. This is the equivalent of trying to find blame for the drunk driver who just plowed into a bunch of kids with their parents outside of school. That's the level of danger and destruction this political party and the people that are involved will go to. And it's not the people, it's not his family at home that are to blame, you, the people. Absolutely not. Like, the only thing that you guys could be criticized for is being the most armed nation in the world who, you know,
I can't actually see the comments or anything.
Are terrified of their government because of, look at how the government treats you. Look at how they treat you when you protest or you rally. Look at how suspiciously. Where did those big pallets of bricks come from during certain riots and things like this? That's all by design. And you, the American people, are freaking awesome. Okay, it's just, man, there is no free mental health over there. And what a world it would be in America if the NHS mindset was part of over there. It really would. Because,
well, I have a friend in New Mexico, and I was talking to her the other day, and she has, like, so in England you get, like, you put your script in if you have a repeat prescription, if you've got an illness and need for medication.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Over there they have to get it okayed by their insurance.
Yes, of course they do.
She went and drove poorly 15 miles to be told by the pharmacy, oh, you're getting it too early. And she's like, no, it's due today. So I put my thing in before. Yeah. She was in tears. And before she went, she was happy, like, because she was like, I'm finally getting the medication I need to stop me going into a seizures, you know?
Well, I mean, there was a documentary done. It was the same guy that done Bowling for Columbine. and he pointed out that there was victims of lung damage from the 9/11 clear up teams, right? The emergency teams. And you know Ventolin, the little blue inhalers, right? We've all seen someone in our life with a Ventolin inhaler, right?
I got one.
This woman was needing to buy 2 of them a month at $600 a puffer in America,
it's
right?
disgusting.
And then the guy who made the documentary took her to Colombia or Cuba, one of those 2 countries, where they were selling the Ventolin in the pharmacies for about 40 cents an inhaler.
Wow.
So she's went back with a suitcase full of them. But it was to show the sort of hypocrisy when it comes to our views and the Western world's views on healthcare, and America, who still wants to believe in this pay-to-play system. And it's sad, but we're not going to split hairs about it, America. One day you will freaking get it sorted. But look, Tiku, anything else you want to throw at us before I get our next individual on this today? Anything else you want to say?
I just think it's like, if you look at all of the different things around the world and the timings of them, and really, you know, kind of have an over bird's eye view and look back, things are kind of slotting into, you know, things are getting out of control. It's like people have got things on other people. We know this, and they're all chomping at the bit to try and get it all suppressed. And the only person sitting there with a big grin on the face is Elaine Maxwell. Yeah.
Well, I mean, as big a grin as you can have if she's in where they say she is. But yeah, I agree with you. And look, Tiku, thank you so much for coming and joining us. Thank you for being part of the show, giving up your time. And we'll hopefully hear from you again one day. And thank you so much. Speak to you again.
You will do.
Peace.
Take care.
Cheers.
Bye. Bye.
All right. It should still be the same link as it was before. Come and join me. Because Ron had it set up to regenerate a new link after each time. So we've done away with that. So come and join us. We've got a few minutes left. And of course, it would be wonderful to hear from as many of us I possibly can throughout a show. Also, thank you all for being here today. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share. You can also follow me on my own channel, ProjectROOQ. A little bit more spicy, shall we say? A little bit more outspoken. My channel is completely community funded as well, so we may be a bit more outspoken over there. We may play some copyright music over there. It's a different energy. This is very much professional day job. We do a good job here. We do a good job. But Ron gets a bit spicy. So just remember that. And I hope to see as many over there as I can. Anybody got any other questions? Anybody want to come and join us? Make sure you guys use the link in the chat. Come and say hello. Tomorrow I will be able to post a link in the description so that I don't have to keep posting this for you guys. You'll always know where to find it. And I'm hoping that tomorrow is going to be the day where we roll out the testing of the call-in number for Ron's shows. Sorry, it's 2 different numbers for Sean's shows and my shows. But yeah. Sometimes Ron, on a Friday, Ron definitely likes to have a few cervezas. Okay. But yeah, that's about it. So yeah. But look, we're running out of time. Come and have your say. Come and give me a question. Come and tell me what you guys think. Let it be known. Have your say on the Sean Atwood channel. We are very much encouraging all of you to come and have your say, 100%. But Ron's fun when Ron's always fun, right? But he's not a terrible person when he's had a few cervezas. We always know those people that turn into monsters, the transformers as we call them here. No, I'm not a transformer. I do Ron. When Ron be Ronin, it is good times. Okay. When Ron is Ronin, it is good times. So yeah, look, I don't want to sit here and just waffle at you, because I need to go and chase up the wonderful Mr. John Wedger, and I need to go and do a couple of things for the Friday show. Tomorrow, I'll be back with Paula. I want to be doing a show tomorrow or Friday on the Sean Atwood channel, all about the auditing channels that have appeared on YouTube, what it means as frontline journalism for slow initiated takeovers of a nation, and how it's hard to say somebody is one way or another when we're just witnessing the opinions of people on the streets, whether it's those who are living in hotels or those who are living in houses. The link is coming right at you now. It's the real views of the people that are being reported back. And for me, I find the whole thing fascinating because of what I think is coming in this country. And if what is coming, these people are on the front line right now, getting the truth out so that we have a chance to act before it's too late. And it fascinates me. So that is one show we're going to be starting every week. Is called Auditing Britain. And hopefully, as we do that, we can get some of these channels to come and join us, talk about their experiences, see what happens. I'd love to see BGE Media and or DGE Media, I should say, and Charlie Veach and all these other channels that also The Bodyguard. I can't remember his name. Big shout out to The Bodyguard. But they have seen the realities, and I want to hear from them. I want to hear from you guys, because that is what it's about here. Those shows will not be on Facebook, so make sure that you are subscribed to Sean's channel. So yeah, North Fox Island. Okay, hang on, let's Google that right now. Hang on. How do you spell Michigan? Hang on. I've lost the comment there. Oh, there we go. Michigan. Oh, sugar. There's a scandal. Right. Okay. Hang on. Okay. It came straight up. Everything we know about the Oakland country. Whoa. Okay. So are you talking about the case that took place in the 70s? Or is this a newer thing? Or is it an ongoing thing that also encapsulates that too? North Fox Island. Jeffrey Epstein's alleged crimes mirror. Oh, whoa. Hang on a minute. Stop making me pay for the news. I've got one here that says alleged. Okay. Journey through time, the fascinating story. No fucking I found much. Okay, yeah, that's 100% one that we can do a show about, because that looks horrific. Who was that? Thank you very much for pointing that out. I don't know if you're referring back to I don't know if it's a new PDF group that you're talking about, or if it's the history of the PDFs on there. Mackenstein, my G.
And his name is John C.
Mackenstein. So, yeah. Yes, from the 70s. Yeah, okay, nice. Wild. And what do we learn from these old cases? We learn that these are prevalent wants, desires of these elitist monsters from these closed door groups and from lone wolf predators. And by God, do we love to expose all of them. Now, look, what we'll do is I think we'll wind down the show here. I think it's a good place to put a pin in it for today. I just want to say to everyone that's tuned in today, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your liking and your subscribing and your commenting and all of that. Thank you to everyone that came and be part of the show today. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to the Sean Atwood team. Thank you to my community. Thank you to all of you. You're kind of awesome. All right. You're kind of awesome. Shout out to the minions. And yeah, I'll see you guys. I'll either see you tonight at 8 o'clock with Wedger, or I'll see you tonight with something else. I'm still waiting on two things that I need to do this Julia show happening. So people who are maybe getting frustrated that I keep moving it by a day, I'm just as frustrated as you are. So it is what it is. We'll definitely be doing something tonight, regardless of whether it's me and John. Who is Ron? I'm Ron. I'm the co-host. I'm Sean's underboss. How you doing? Ron Swanson. How are you? So yeah. That's it. That's it. It's over. We've done it. Freaking, you guys are awesome. Like and subscribe. All my links are in the description. We'll see you in the next one. Big shout out to the Atwood clan. And yeah. Yeah. Oh no, Ron is very much proud to be the underboss. And I will see you all in the next one. From me, Ron Swanson, as always, be safe out there, guys. Peace.